there's a lot of stuff that, the mess does in talking about the election and all that stuff. And we've covered multiple times. But his ignorance on the Mar-a-Lago search and seizure warrant at least on Twitter, has been breathtaking. And this is a follow-up to that. Update to the Mar-a-Lago raid. The Biden administration is trying to criminalize a civil matter. Are they? Oh, boy.
Trump's attorney.
Hold on, I've got to back this up. Trump's what?
Donald Trump's attorneys have filed a document.
Really? That's being generous.
In the
court?
Southern District of Florida. This is the West Palm Beach Division. This is before Judge Eileen Cannon.
What a weird choice.
This is in the matter of the Mar-a-Lago raid.
You mean the search of Mar-a-Lago and seizure of government documents?
So to bring you up to speed...
Yeah, I've been paying attention to this. Fill us in.
Judge Cannon has ordered the appointment of a special master. The special master is a kind of third party, a
kind of third party.
Neutral guy.
A neutral guy. A smooth in the front, like a Ken doll.
To review all the documents seized by the...
No. To review all the documents that are personal to Trump, that are not government documents.
FBI and by the Biden DOJ. And the idea is that the special master will decide which of those documents can be retained by the government, which of those documents have to be returned to Trump. Basically, Judge Cannon says, I don't trust the Biden DOJ to...
Gee, she wouldn't happen to be a Trump appointee, would she?
Perform this task fairly. Now, the Biden people are fighting this bitterly.
Yes, they're very upset. You can hear their stomachs churning from here. It's terrible. I don't even know. I don't think they've slept in days.
Threatening to appeal, which of course is their right, but good luck. First of all, they'd be appealing to an appellate court that is majority Republican.
Right, which you can't expect justice on that. It's obviously going to be, if a Democrat is appealing something, a majority Republican circuit court would obviously side against the Constitution and for Republicans. That's why you put judges on a fucking panel. Am I right? What's up?
And even if they appeal that, it's going to go to the Supreme Court. So good luck, guys. Knock yourselves out with the appeal. But even as they are threatening to appeal, they do have to fight it out before Judge Cannon. Now they're trying to say, the Biden administration, that the special master can review...
Oh, God. I'm already bored.
...review the documents, but should not have access to any of the classified documents.
Right.
And who gets to determine what's a classified document?
The person who put it in the folder that says fucking classified on it.
The Biden DOJ goes, well, we do. So we will designate all these documents as classified. We will separate them out. We will give the rest of the documents to the special master. And the Trump people are... say that's ridiculous. First of all, the issue of whether a document is classified or declassified, and by the way, a document can be originally classified but then have been declassified either by Trump or through a declassification process.
They weren't.
The Trump attorneys go, it's not been determined what is and is not classified. They don't, meaning the Biden DOJ doesn't get to say, we've classified all these documents in our opinion. We think that they're all...
No, they're already classified. The impetus would be on Trump, since he was actually fucking president at one point, to point to a piece of paper or some sort of indication that says these documents were actually declassified. But since he's a loser who doesn't do his homework...
classified. So none of these go to the special master. The Trump people say, and this seems reasonable, all the documents should go to the special master. The special master gets to decide and separate out basically what documents go into what pile.
Okay.
But as the Trump lawyers make their case, they lay out a bunch of interesting stuff that I think...
Oh, very exciting. What? The interesting stuff. This is, and I'm sure it's going to be, we're all going to be shocked and amazed. This is a 5-minute video.
I think is worth thinking about. First of all,
yes, you think they're worth thinking about it. Well, let me think about that for a second.
They call this whole thing a, quote, document storage dispute that has spiraled out of control.
I'm sorry, who was in charge of the plane as it started to spiral?
And I think what they mean by out of control is that the Biden people are out of control.
Or that Trump realizes he put Kash Patel and some other people in charge of this, and he's going to throw them under the bus, and this is not a big thing, and they should have talked to the thing, and this should have been a thing.
Trump, it turns out, at least this is the contention of,
is an idiot.
The Trump team has every right to access to all, and I emphasize all, his own personal and professional records during his term in office.
No, he doesn't. No, they are government property. That's what the Presidential Records Act was about specifically. This was asked and answered after Nixon.
In other words, there's no such thing as
the Presidential Records Act
classified document to which Trump himself has no access.
Yes, there is. He's lost his clearance, and just because he saw something doesn't mean he gets to keep it.
Trump has access to all of it.
No. He can, if he wants to go to NARA and sit down and sift through shit, he's allowed. Now, give it a shot. Like this motherfucker's going to read anything. He can't keep it if it's classified at Mar-a-Lago, where other people have access to it. I don't care how much fucking magic powers he has to declassify stuff, or even in his own mind go, while I'm reading it, it's declassified. And then as soon as I put it back down, it's classified again.
As long as it was in his administration, as long as it was under his purview, he has a right to access
No, he doesn't.
it. Now, it doesn't mean that the documents can't be stored with the archives, or it doesn't mean that the documents can't be kept with the government.
You mean it doesn't mean that they aren't the kind of documents that aren't supposed to be anywhere but in the National Archives or safely filed away secretly. What you're trying to say as a moron is that it's not to say that these documents aren't illegally in the fucking wind. Trump can look at them. The problem is that they're in a place where he's gone for months at a time and they're in a storage room with a cheese ball lock on it that fucking anybody can get to.
But even if they were kept with the government, Trump would still have access to them.
Yes, if he ever wanted to read, which he will not do. So what's the big deal then about giving them back? What was the big fight about giving them back then? He can look at them anytime he wants to, and they'll give him a copy if they're declassified and it's safe to have them out to put in the Trump library. It's going to be an app, right?
The idea of where documents are stored and who should be storing them. In other words, are the documents personal and should therefore be stored with Trump? Or are they professional or presidential, and should they be stored with the
or classified, top secret, or above top secret, or special compartmentalized information?
National Archives. This is determined by something called the Presidential Records Act, otherwise known as the PRA.
Oh, thank you. I thought that was mistaken. I thought that was the Chinese Army.
Now, the PRA is simply a way of specifying where the document should be located.
No, that's for the regular. That has nothing to do with the classified shit. That's just the regular shit he took. The classified stuff that isn't declassified, that he took out of there and lied about declassifying, that he was handed back. They handed back stuff in a fucking red envelope because they knew it was actually classified. He's never made an argument in court that he declassified any of this shit. His attorneys won't do it. Because he'll go to fucking jail. They'll lose their license if they do.
Not who has access to them. Trump has access to them no matter what.
No. He can have his clearance checked out.
But because this is a law, the Presidential Records Act, about document storage, it is a purely civil matter.
No, it isn't. Not when it comes to classified documents, fucko.
In other words, there is a process of negotiation that goes back and forth between the National Archives and Records Administration, the so-called NARA, and presidents to determine exactly how these documents are separated out. There's absolutely no provision in this law for criminal penalties. In other words, it's not a crime for a document to be in the wrong place. It's simply a matter of a back and forth process of consult.
Yeah, well, we're talking about above top secret classified documents, fucko.
With regard,
honest to God, I don't give a shit about his Kim Jong-un letters. They go to NARA, they give him a copy, he puts it in his fucking library. Who goddamn cares? That's not the concern. The concern is that he took classified, top secret, and possibly compromising material on our national security and the leadership and abilities of other countries that we are allied with, while he himself is allied with some fucked up people.
To where the documents are ultimately delivered. And so I think what the Trump lawyers are saying
is we give up.
And this would hardly be new, that the Democrats and the Biden administration are trying to criminalize what is essentially a civil matter.
That's it. That's his whole fucking argument. Woof. I was right. Yep. At least I will give Dinesh points on one thing. He was just as stupid as Russell Brand, but there was a brevity factor. I appreciate that. If you're gonna, Russell, if you're gonna be as fucking dumb as you are, can you shorten your shit a little bit? I mean, you're not adding anything by making your videos 10, 12 minutes long. I mean, I'm sure there's more money to be made in a 7 or 5 minute video, and you can be just as stupid. Look, actually, call Dinesh. Ask, maybe he'll give you a class.